Yo, what up? Alright, I'm just gonna go over this Mark Shot build really quick. Been playing a fucking meme build. It worked well. So I wanted to make a video. Piercing shot, arcane, mark, arcane, mark. Spam mark shot, spam mark shot, spam mark shot, spam mark shot, spam mark shot because you get tons of resets. Trinket AoEs because Blizzard doesn't playtest their target dummies. Put a sentinel down when it's all done. I mean, I should have wind bursted in the beginning. I should have wind bursted there too. It doesn't really matter. Get a proc. From sentinel, use my arcane shot proc. Hope it doesn't overlap. Gonna wait for this sentinel so it doesn't overlap. Boom, boom, boom. This is gonna overlap so I can't use it. Nice, resets. Okay, cool, that's basically the build. Thanks for watching. Let me say a bit more. Because my goal, I wanna go over some logs. Because, dude, I didn't expect this meme build to actually do anything. Otherwise I wouldn't be here right now. I basically got this ring on my hunter. I don't have like any other good legendaries. I just have the insignia and the bursting shot thing. It's fucking garbage. Oh, I also have the Feign Death helmet. Call the Wild 940. Because I haven't played this character in a while. So I also have like Raid Finder for the 4 set. Even though I'm 940. And so I went into a normal raid yesterday and I actually tried out the build. I'd heard about it. I hadn't actually gotten to try it. And dog, it went fucking well. I'm seriously surprised. Yeah, like, dude, so I knew that aim shot has higher peak potential. It has the better artifact traits. That one, and that one. You basically don't get to use for mark shot. I think it's pretty obvious that using trick shot and if you have the Soul of the Huntmaster ring to get true aim and lock and load, and you have the belt for AoE and patient sniper, it's better. I don't have OP shit. Got the ring, said fuck it. Turns out it's not actually that bad. As you can see, it's pretty easy to play. You basically just spam mark shot. I mean, there's some little bits and pieces that'll probably make a good player better than a bad player like usual, but the basis of the build is really simple. You want to cast mark shot as much as possible. And you use piercing shot on cooldown at 100 focus with vulnerable up because it does the most damage from that. Or on heavy AoE. These sentinel and piercing shot I tend to save if I know like an AoE thing is coming up, but piercing shot with a 30-second cooldown is pretty easy to spam. Sentinel not so much. I do kind of wait up to a minute if I think it's going to be extremely effective AoE, though I don't like to. For example, Portal Keeper. I would wait for certain situations to use sentinel, and instead of using it as part of my rotation, I would use it like that. Yeah, so that's the basic of the rotation is you arcane shot, mark shot, instead of doing your normal mathematical setup of wind burst, aim shot, arcane shot, aim shot, opener into arcane. I think, yeah, so you would go arcane, mark shot, double aim shot, and then do it again. Rinse and repeat. So that's your normal mathematical setup. There's a lot of casting. There's basic math that you have to employ regularly throughout the entire encounter. If your pattern gets messed up, it starts getting a bit wacky. I think that's where people's DPS gets lost. You can easily salvage the situation, but when you're playing off of a fundamental like that, you need to be like expecting random things to happen in the fight and plan around it. There's a lot of mastery and skill involved compared to a build like this. So before I go to the logs, fuck explosive shot. By the way, that's the only reason I'm using Sentinel. This is useless and I fucking hate this move. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's fucking garbage trash to play with. I hate it. I hate using it. I'll never fucking use that shit. It's only feels good in like Mythic Plus with massive pull. Only time I've ever used it, even now or when I was playing Beating Legion on my hunter. Oh god. Sentinel has its own issues. This fucking vulnerable is just a garbage mechanic in the first place, but this tree specifically is total shit. So, and then also during the logs I'll talk about Sidewinder's usage with this build because Sidewinder's having a cooldown makes it kind of, it's impossible to spam mark shot to the same extent you would with multi-shot and arcane shot. Alright, so here are logs I want to go over. I'm not going to spend too much time, I just kind of want to I had a normal run last night that went surprisingly well. I'll go over it in this video. Take from it what you will. Garathi 86 pars. Because it's normal and with my item level being 39, it's not an extremely competitive item level bracket, nor a competitive scenario. And so I'm not going to worry too much about the specific parts that I'm getting, but I am going to use it and the DPS that I'm doing as a kind of barometer to see how the spec is performing and how I'm performing on the spec, basically. But this is not a huge deal. Basically, what I see is pretty good. When I see 86, I see pretty good. Fight went okay. You know, what would I have done to get a 99 is what I think. Maybe AoE better execute phase. Maybe my true shots weren't that good. I don't really know. I'm okay with that. Dogs, we didn't group them in the beginning. I still did 300k more damage. The parse is going to be higher because if people are using aim shot, there's a lot of things on dogs where you have to stop casting, like the command orb. Mainly the command orb, actually, where aim shot gets disrupted. And mark shot build would not because everything's instant cast. But the actual damage done was higher with less activity. And I don't actually know why. So maybe this was my first run. The Garathi pull was my first time trying the build, so maybe it's just I got better at using it. Who knows? I'm pretty surprised by the damage. I didn't know it would go that high. It was pretty fun. High command, really fucking good. It felt really good, dude. I'll be honest. It felt seriously fucking good. Optimally, if you had the belt and trick shot, you could probably be pulling higher numbers, but this is, I think that mark shot on high command, the mark shot build with ring and multi-shot is competitive. Sentinel is pretty good here. I don't think it fully compensates for not using sidewinders when the melee adds split, but they're not even split that long, so I wouldn't take sidewinders anyway. And Sentinel does work in certain situations to get your mark shot off where multi-shot fails, and so I actually really like it on this fight. The build worked pretty well. If I had pulled the ad phases better than I did, and I was more comfortable with using the build on the fight, you see my activity could have been higher, then yeah, I would have got probably a 99 or something, over 2 mil. I would have done over 2 mil DPS. Here, ANR is just a fucking joke fight on normal. The ads die in 2 seconds. I guess mark shot is good instead of belt. Basically, the ring is better than the belt on this fight. On normal. And there's nothing else to say here. Like, this just means that I was trying fucking hard. Like, I pre-potted and shit. That's what this means. And I hit the mobs before other people, so. 99 on Portal Keeper. This is actually an interesting fight I'll talk a bit about. I didn't use Sidewinders. I used Piercing Shot. I wanted to stick with it. I thought that with using Sentinel and then another strat, I would be able to compete with Sidewinders on this fight, even though I think Sidewinders is optimal, just because I wanted to not lose my single target. When you run Sidewinders, it has 4-second cooldown. 4 to 8, I don't know, actually. Whatever, it has a fucking cooldown. I think it's like 8 seconds. Actually, I can check right here. 10 seconds, because my haste is low. And so you're not able to spam mark shot in the same way that you would, especially during your true shot. You can't spam as hard as you want to. With Sidewinders on, as opposed to Arcane Shot or Multi-Shot. And so I wanted to try and do it without it. The strat that I used was I put Binding Shot down on the portal where the imps spawn, really basic, and so they would all get grouped up there. It actually worked extremely effectively. I don't think we had a ton of ad damage this fight, and so I was able to get a lot of them grouped up and do heavy AoE. Huge shout out to Sentinel. Whenever the ads would split up, it would cover a massive area, and it totally filled in for Sidewinders, and I actually think it was more effective than taking Sidewinders because Piercing Shot also did a lot of damage on this fight. No, Piercing Shot was meh. Wow, I actually thought it did more damage. It did so much less than Aim Shot. Okay. Maybe I'll actually rethink that. We'll see. Maybe if I do the Piercing Shots better. Wow, that's actually really interesting. Cool. I'm glad I looked at these. Maybe I'm still more bursty with multi-shot. I'll have to think about that. I guess I'll get back to myself on that one. You see, it was a pretty long fight. yeah, it worked well. I'll just say it worked well. It felt good. It felt well. I kind of had to play around it specifically, but it did perform. I was really happy with it. Iminar, probably my favorite fight out of the whole thing next to Agrimar with the Markshot build because I fucking hate that boss. It's complete garbage. Running the gauntlet in Pugs is just total shit. Maybe it's super hype on Mythic with your fucking team. You know, super squad work running through. Let's go, guys. But on fucking normal Pugs, this shit is super dumb. I hate it. And having pure instant casts and not having to worry about positioning or timing or rotation at all, or casting, took a load off my brain so I could just focus on the fight. So here, the meme build, top tier in my opinion. Just for pugging and shit. Kingaroth, I don't know. I just played it well, I think. I just played the fight well in general. I don't think this has anything to do with Markshot. Excuse me. Long day. So, yeah, I can't really think of anything that happened where the Markshot build was like more effective at any one thing than the aim shot build. I think probably I would have done more damage with the aim shot build, maybe. It's hard to say. I got good ad cleave. The ads would live in this pull, in this run, and the boss, they would be up at the same time, so I could Markshot both of them. So maybe that's where the Markshot build came in handy. God, I'm losing my words too. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say on this fight, to be honest with you. I just played it well. Markshot felt okay. This is a fight that I would want to test the aim shot build on to get the real good comparison. It was hard to tell. Verimithras, my fucking Sentinel was garbage. My first Sentinel went on top of the encounter somehow. This happens with traps. Sometimes you try and click them on the ground and they go on top of things. You see the 86 parse 1.2. This is basically like my Garothy pull, but my activity was low. And then the next Sentinel, I fucked up 3 of the timing. So I missed 3 mark shots from it. And I think the next one, I basically played like shit because I kind of got tilted in the beginning just a bit. Besides that, I'd want to go over the fight again because a similar parse happened on Garothy. I want to see what I did differently on dogs than these fights. It should be a 90 at least. I want to make sure that pull is like an accurate representation of the build. I actually think I should be parsing higher than aim shot hunters on Verimithras, especially on heroic if I do that on my hunter, when I do, because of the necrotics and the mark. Well, I won't get hit by mark break because I'm ranged. Necrotics and the fissures are more beneficial to an instant cast build than a casting build, in theory. So that's something I would want to test. This fight, 100 on Coven. I mean, I'll take it. I like seeing the number, but goddamn, no, none of these hunters use sidewinders. I guess nobody uses fucking sidewinders. That's the only thing that I really did on this fight. The ring probably came in handy, but not enough to make it from a 99 to 100, in my opinion. This is kind of retarded. Yeah, you see there's only 479 parses at my eye level for this. That's one of the issues of looking at these kinds of logs, is there's just not good representation. As opposed to like this Affliction Lock at 949 has 1,000 parses at his eye level. It's just like, it's hard to tell. Basically, I guess no hunters at this eye level are using sidewinders properly, or only like 20 of them are. That's all I can say. I just sidewinders the whole fight. So this wasn't really, maybe the ring came in handy, but it's too hard to tell. I'm sure the set bonus came in handy, actually. It probably did make a big influence. Yeah, because you can't really trick shot. I think the ring and the set bonus actually did go big in this fight, probably. Anyway, Agrimar. This is the fight that I actually loved the Markshot build on, because you have to come in for Flame Rends, and then Flame Rend cancels your casting, and you have to move for Scorch, and you have to move for Flare. And there's so much movement going on, in and out, stopping your casting, and playing the Markshot build was just like fucking amazing on this. I actually would be competitive, I think, at a high level on this fight with the Markshot build versus the aim shot build. And I don't think rank 1, but I would be competitive just because there is so much movement in the fight. Enough to warrant that side of the build being beneficial. Really had a lot of fun playing this. It was so easy, man. It was so fucking brain dead. I loved it. Argus is whatever. I think aim shot's fine. There's nothing else for me to really say on this fight. It's kind of like Kingaroth. I didn't see any necessary differences between aim shot and mark shot. I mean, the last phase when you're moving a lot, the first phase when you're moving to the right a lot, you kind of get some better up times on damage overall. I felt more free, I felt more ready to move, but you could easily overcome that with in an aim shot build, like, really well. So, anyway, those are the logs from my last run. I just wanted this to be a little video to talk about the meme build because I finally got a chance to give it a shot, and it turned out a lot better than I thought it would be. So now I'm starting to like seriously consider it and like theory craft and stuff. Yeah. Thanks for watching, I guess. Yeah, see you guys later. Peace.